All right. So when I pulled up to this parking lot, this is the typical parking lot that I come to whenever I record these videos. So I'm really close to home, and the time right now is 9:53 p.m. I usually would be at the gym right now, but yesterday my sister graduated from college, and then today's her birthday. So I didn't we were out all day yesterday celebrating her graduation, and then today, we were just all so tired from being out last night, or not last night, but we were out all day yesterday. So we were just exhausted. Like everybody in the family just kind of like slept in, stayed in at the home, except for my sister. Like my sister's out with her friends right now, so I imagine she's gonna be really exhausted. But just the type of day that we all had yesterday, and then the type of day that I was having today, I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna chill. Even recording this video, I probably should have, I don't know, I still come out here and want to do it. um I couldn't get myself to do anything else today. Like literally, I was just so exhausted. But anyways, now that we're here, when I first pulled up to this parking lot, there was another car here, and there was somebody. There was two people. One of them was like kind of like sitting on the hood of the car, and then there was somebody standing like a few feet away from them, and it looked like they were doing like a photo shoot or something like that. I don't know. Maybe that was someone who also graduated yesterday or something like that, or graduated today, because the parking lot that I'm at, by this nature preserve, is like really close to a school, and I saw that some of the people from the school were graduating today. So I don't know. That could have been one of them. But I feel bad because when I pulled up, I don't see them there anymore. It's also like because I have this bright light turned on, so it's kind of like emitting. I don't even know. It's kind of like if this bright light wasn't on, I would be able to see through my window easily, and I could tell if somebody's there. But with this bright light on, it almost for whatever reason darkens like what I get to see through the window, if that makes any sense. So I can't tell if anybody's there or not. I really don't know. But on my way here, I kind of didn't really have an idea of what I was going to talk about. And I feel like that's a common thing for these videos that I record. I never really have an exact. Sometimes I do have a direction that I want to go in. But for this one in particular, I sort of have a direction that I want to go in with this video, but I don't really know how I'll get there, if that makes any sense. Um, I'm going to talk about probably the pace that we all go through our lives, and how the pace that we go through this journey uniquely is just kind of like there's no set way, there's no set timing. There's no such thing as the perfect time. There's no such thing as it should be done this way or it should be done that way. Like it's going to be done a way regardless of whatever someone else says it's supposed to happen. Like for instance, you graduate high school. This is going to be a pretty spot on example because I'm talking about people graduating from college, right? You graduate from high school, and then you think the next thing I should be doing is immediately getting myself into college or university or a community college or whatever, right? Or a trade school. I'm just going to get straight into that, and then bam, after I graduate, whatever courses or whatever college, whatever university, whatever trade school I end up going to, I take on a career based on what I went to school for right after I get out of college or right after I get out of a university. Or if it's not me getting ready for a career, it's going to be me now pursuing something else like post grad, or I don't know. See, the thing is, I'm not really well oriented with the words or whatever because I didn't really end up doing any of that. But you get the point of what I'm talking about, right? So one thing that I know for a fact that I myself was going through is during the time when I was in high school and when I went off to a college, and then a community college. Like I always thought that I needed to follow, or not that I needed to follow, but I always thought like, okay, it didn't work out at a university that I went to. Now I'm at a community college, and then once I leave this community college, I need to start the 4 years at a college or a university or whatever. And then depending on what I'm doing the 4 years there for, I'm gonna maybe have to end up going to school again for another few years after that. And then it's just like, holy shit, it all starts becoming a little too, I don't even know. It just causes anxiety. There's no other way to put it. It causes anxiety when you think that like, okay, this comes now, this comes after this comes out later or whatever. And when I was experiencing that, it was just kind of odd. Like, for me at least, and the reason why I say that for me is because I never looked at any of the schools that I attended and looked at a particular curriculum or something and thought, this is it. This is what I'm going to do. This is exactly what I'm going to do. And then because I never thought that, like, it never got me to the point of thinking, okay, so this is what I'm going to do, and this is what's going to come after that, and this is what's going to come on later. Never, ever did I experience that. Just because simply it wasn't something that I felt called to. It wasn't something that I felt called to at all. So the point is, right, genuinely, I don't believe, and again, when I speak about these things, I'm speaking them just through my own experience. I'm not saying that what I experienced should be the same way that you should experience it too. Absolutely not. I don't believe in that. But what I do believe in for myself, and I think this goes just for about everybody too, is the pressure that exists that we get from society, from friends, even sometimes, from family, from everybody, from anyone. The expectations that we set upon each other are very tough and very tiring and just exhausting, right? So I think when it comes to the pursuit of ultimately what you see yourself doing for a majority of your life, for the rest of your life, for whatever time frame that you're looking for, just know that that journey and that experience overall, there's no such thing as it's too late to do this, it's too late to do that, I missed the opportunity to do this, or I'm too late, or I'm not ready for this, or blah blah blah. It's just relax. You're perfectly fine where you are at this moment. You're perfectly fine where you are at this moment. If you weren't, actually not if you weren't, but if that wasn't the case, right? I just heard like a weird noise. Let me just lock my door. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck that was. Anyways, if you weren't in the right spot in the entire universe, then I seriously do believe the universe would just collapse. Like, it would just be a timeline or something that just wouldn't exist. It simply wouldn't, right? Because I do believe that things are the way that they are for a certain specific way that we just simply can't understand. It's designed to be that way. I mean, for me, I just think that there's no other explanation. And sometimes these things don't really require our understanding, because, I mean, if we understood, I guess, like, what would be the point? What would be the point? Seriously. So yeah, there really isn't such a thing as like, oh, I'm too late to this. I can't take that. I missed my opportunity, or I wish I would have known this sooner. You found out this, whatever this is, you found it out at the exact right moment that you were meant to find it out at. It's as simple as that, Don't beat yourself up over thinking that, oh, because I didn't go to college, or I didn't go to university, or if you did go to one, don't, like, regardless of where you are in life, wherever you see yourself at, don't be so harsh on yourself. You could think about it like this. We're really like a floating rock. We're like we're like little ants on a floating rock in an infinite universe. There's so much out there that we don't know. There's so much out here in the world that we don't know what's going on. There's so much within us that we don't understand. We don't have all the answers, and I think it's really meant to be like that, and it's completely okay. There's so many times where I'll just sit around, or I'll just stand around, or I'm walking, or I'm by people, and I get kind of lost in my head at the amazement of just how much little I know and how much little everyone else knows. And like, it's just, it's kind of scary sometimes, but it's also very humbling to just understand like it's okay. It's okay to not know. It's okay to not know. It's okay to have more questions than answers, like 1000%. There's nothing wrong with having no answers or having some answers, having more questions than answers. Like, there's nothing wrong with that, and I completely think that it's okay, because if you try to answer those questions, right? And you know what? I'm not saying that every question should be left unanswered, because we can't find it out or whatever. But genuinely, wherever you are in your life, don't push yourself so hard for being at a place that is unknown, uncomfortable, or whatever. Because the truth of the matter, right, is that wherever you are is genuinely supposed to be where you are supposed to be at, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. So, whatever kind of situation you've got going on in your life, wow, it's really dark outside. Whatever kind of situation you've got going on in your life, just know that you weren't late. You weren't missing out on something. You weren't anything that you're thinking. You're not that, okay? You are not that. I can't say what you are because I don't know, and that's completely okay. Okay, if you're looking for answers, I think one of the best things that you could really do is understand yourself. Like, I don't think that there's anything better to do than understanding yourself and loving yourself and being able to show up for yourself in ways that nobody else can. Because another matter of fact is that we simply are the best people to show up for. Like, we ourselves are the best people to show up for. Like, showing up for yourself will do so much good for you. It will. And by simply, as a result of doing that, it simply means that because you show up for yourself, it benefits other people too. If you are a warm light in a very, very dark lit area, there's no light there, right? You're bringing light to others that are also lost, helping them. And that's a beautiful thing. Like, that's a beautiful thing, others that feel lost, that feel hopeless. If you yourself are somebody who's comfortable with who you are and you love yourself, it goes a long way for you and for anybody else that's near you, that you love, that you care about, that you want to see do better. Oh, the light went off. I knew that was going to happen. I didn't know exactly when it was going to happen, but I just knew that the battery of that light that I have was going to go out. But anyways, let's see now how long I am in this video for. About 12 minutes long. I'm not going to force anything else to come out of me in terms of words and what I'm speaking. I'm going to be very calm about where I am in my journey. I'm not going to force myself to push out words or something that's not there. I'm not going to work from a place of just where I feel like there's not much for me to do, and I'm not going to beat myself up over that. If this is a time for me to take a rest, for me to just relax, for me to just witness life, for me to just do things that I feel are fun or whatever, even if they're bad for me or something like that, then that's just what's going to end up happening, So, I think that's it. Now go enjoy your life, and I really do mean that. That's it.